I'm here on location today in Britannia, one of the best neighborhoods in Calgary, known for its outstanding views of the Elbow River Valley and the Rocky Mountains. You've got extravagant luxury homes on mature tree-lined streets. This is one of the best neighborhoods in the city. My name is Ryan Gillard at Real Broker, your Calgary Realtor, and in this video I'll take you on a community tour of Britannia, let you know all the pros and the cons. All right, let's take a look. And before we begin, there are a bunch of neighborhoods in a small area in this part of Calgary. We've got Mount Royal, Elbow Park, Rideau, Roxborough, Alboya, Britannia, and a few others. And they're all excellent neighborhoods, but they're all different in their own little way. So if you are watching this and you could use some help buying, selling, or relocating, feel free to give me a call. Call, text, email, or comment. And in the written description or the pinned comment, I also have some free resources for you to help you out. A buyer's guide, a seller's guide, and a relocation guide. All right, let's get into it.
So I've got the Calgary Real Estate Board's community map out. This purplish section is the inner city, the downtown core right here. And if we move south of downtown and follow the Elbow River, we'll come across the neighborhood of Britannia, this section right over here. And if you are curious, my latest video is actually Alboya, the neighboring community, which you can find by clicking the link that you see. And they are similar neighborhoods, but there are some key differences, which I will go over. And I will show you on the regular map. You can see it a bit better. So I'm just going to zoom out here a bit. 1 second. So this is the downtown part of Calgary right over here. And if we just move south, maybe a 10-minute drive from the downtown, we'll come across Britannia. And that's this section right over here. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more. And the boundaries of Britannia are Elbow Drive right here, to 50th Avenue, to the ridge you can see right here, and to about this part of the ridge over here. This area is actually part of Elbow Park, and so we're just talking about this neighborhood right over here. And again, my other video I made a few days ago is for Alboya, which is this neighborhood right over here, very similar again. And I'm going to put this map away 1 second and go back to my satellite view. So what makes Britannia a very cool neighborhood? So we're going uphill the entire time. So if we start over here, uphill the entire length of Britannia Drive until we get to the summit, which is about over here. And this is a big park and a ridge overlooking the Elbow River and the neighborhood of Altadore. And you can actually see, depending on where you are on this street, you can see downtown views, or you can see the Rocky Mountains in the distance, plus the river valley. You've got some of the best views in the entire city in the Britannia area. So it is slightly different than Alboya, which is this neighborhood just over here. I'd say Alboya's got maybe better access to the river, but Britannia has more views from the ridge. So that's probably the main difference between the two of them. They're both very pricey, both very expensive. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop talking for a bit, and I'll show you a video of me driving along Britannia Drive. Now, I'm starting about here, and I'll just drive all the way, and you can see some of the nicest homes in Calgary along the ridge. So let me pull that up right now. So definitely some of the nicest real estate in the city. And I'll give you a rundown of the rest of the neighborhood. So the most expensive part, obviously the homes that are directly on this ridge, you can see right here. The homes in this area, like inside, it's very hilly, very scenic, and they're still super expensive as well. Maybe not quite as expensive as the ridge homes, but not far off. And we're talking about like multi-million-dollar properties in here. This southern part of the neighborhood, there's a shopping center right here, which is fairly trendy. You got some cool shops and restaurants in here. Not very big, but it's still pretty cool. And there are some condos in here as well. This area is primarily single-family homes, luxury single-family homes, but this pocket right over here, there are some condo sales. I think I went back in the history of this neighborhood, there's been about 50 condo sales, so not very many. And I'll actually pull up a couple so that you can see what's happening here. So they ranged from 350 to 800,000 and everything in between. And I'll just show you here. They're all fairly old though, built in 1957, sold for 350, 947 square feet, 2 beds, 1 bath. The next one, also built in 1957, but it sold for 800,000, almost 1,200 square feet. And I'll show you some of the photos. This one has been renovated. Looks like a nice spacious condo. Still a big price though, 800,000. But you are living in Britannia, one of the most desirable areas of Calgary. And the last one here, this one sold for 675 and it's 1,173 square feet, 1 bed, 2 baths. And I'll show you some of the photos here. So this area is not known for having a lot of condo sales, but you can find them, and some of them are quite nice. And next up, I'll take you through some of the market stats and let you know what you're looking at in terms of pricing for this neighborhood. So as of right now, the total residential price is $1.906 million. Definitely one of the higher priced neighborhoods of Calgary. Now this number can be a bit deceiving because there were 0 sales last month, only 1 new listing, and the total inventory right now is 3. So there's not many homes coming and going at the moment. So what I did is I went back to about 50 sales in this neighborhood, and to do that I had to go back about 1,500 days. That's also a bit skewed, but there are some of these that sold recently. And the highest price was $4.95 million, and the lowest about $825,000. Now these ones that are from like 800 to maybe 1.2, 1.3, I'd say most of those are probably land value, depending on where they are. And the land value can change because some properties are on the ridge, some properties aren't. Some have views of the downtown, some have views of the valley. So it's always a bit different, but I'd say the lower end here, people are buying these at land value and renovating them or building brand new properties. And I'll show you this one here, 4208 Britannia Drive. This one because it sold in June of this year. So as of right now, it's September the 12th in Calgary, and this one sold back in June for $4.8 million. So a huge price, beautiful property, built in 2014, 4,200 square feet. You got 3 bedrooms, you've got 4 full bathrooms, 1 half bathroom. You've got, I'll just show you some of the photos here so you can see it a bit better. I'm just loading here, 1 second. So it looks like a beautiful modern property, nicely staged, huge kitchen. Looks very modern. And I'll just quickly go through these here. So it looks like it has a great view of the downtown. And like I mentioned earlier, some parts of this Britannia Drive are facing the downtown and some parts are facing the valley. So depending on where you are, you could have downtown views or the Rocky Mountains to the west. And I'll show you some of the outdoor photos. Looks like it has a huge yard. And here's a great photo, actually. This looks like it's Elbow Drive right here. And this is Britannia Drive. And it's very hilly. The river is probably somewhere over here. And again, this is a very scenic part of Calgary. And you've got excellent views of the downtown, excellent views of the Rocky Mountains. And it's quite hilly. I think it's one of the best neighborhoods in the city.
Next up, I'll take you through some of the pros and cons of living in Britannia. And to be honest, there's not too much to dislike about this neighborhood. It's very costly, that's one. And I would say that Elbow Drive gets a bit backed up during rush hour, so it can get a bit annoying to get in and out of this neighborhood at times. But those are minor concerns. So let's focus on the pros, and the first one being the exclusive real estate options here. So Britannia features some of the most luxurious and high-end homes in Calgary. You've got excellent architecture with a mix of classic and modern designs, large lots, mature trees, and stunning views of the Elbow River and downtown. Just a very exclusive neighborhood. And point number 2 is proximity to the Elbow River. And so you just have easy access to beautiful walking and cycling paths, parks, outdoor recreational spaces. You've got River Park, Sandy Park, and Stanley Park, all within easy access. Lots of dog parks around here as well. And if you're an outdoor lover, you can't really go wrong with this neighborhood. And point number 3 is the convenient location. So Britannia is just a short drive from downtown. It's ideal for professionals who want to live in a quiet residential upscale area, but also be close to the city's core. And you've got easy access to McLeod Trail, Glenmore Trail, and you do have Elbow Drive as well. And point number 4 is shopping. So directly in Britannia, you have Britannia Plaza. This is it's a small upscale shopping district that offers boutique shops, cafes, fine dining options. And you also are within walking distance to Chinook Centre, which is the largest shopping centre in Calgary. And that's just down the road if you follow Elbow Drive south. Point number 6 is schooling. So I don't believe there's actually a school in Britannia, but there are 2 across the street, across Elbow Drive in Alboya, walking distance. And there's a whole bunch around the Mount Royal and the Elbow Park area as well. So there are lots of schools around Britannia, but not directly in the neighborhood. And to summarize, Britannia, just a very scenic neighborhood, very centrally located, upscale, very family friendly. I think it's one of the best neighborhoods in the city. All right, that's Britannia summed up. And in this part of Calgary, there are a bunch of neighborhoods that are packed tightly together. They're not all that big, but they are different in their own little way. And if you have any questions about this area, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. And I also have some free resources for you in the written description or the pinned comment. I have a buyer's guide, a seller's guide, and a relocation guide. Have a look. Any questions at all? I'd love to help you out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.